What actually happens when a global idol, someone who has crossed stadium stages, faced international camera spotlights, and carried the pressure of worldwide expectations, suddenly reappears in a no-makeup practice video inside a simple studio, and instead manages to make millions of eyes fixated, hearts tremble, and the emotions of ARMY around the world shake? This question may sound excessive, almost provocative, yet that is precisely where the mystery lies, because what Jungkook did in that studio was not merely a dance, but a moment that unexpectedly reopened wounds of longing, nostalgia, and unfinished feelings that had long been hidden behind BTS's extended hiatus. It all began with an upload that appeared ordinary on the surface. A fan account named @Gianophiles on the platform X, formerly known as Twitter, reshared a video of Jungkook. There was no grand teaser, no sensational caption promising exclusivity, just a simple sentence laden with emotional meaning. Jungkook dancing barefaced in his oversized boyfriend clothes is so attractive of him. The sentence seemed casually written, yet it became the trigger for an unexpected chain reaction. Within hours, the video spread, viewed thousands of times, liked, reposted, bookmarked, and most significantly, discussed in emotional tones that were difficult to explain rationally. The video itself lasts only about 8 seconds. 8 seconds that, from a technical standpoint, contain almost none of the dramatic elements typically found in modern entertainment content. There is no artistic lighting, no cinematic camera angles, no stage costumes or exaggerated choreography. Jungkook is seen wearing a loose white t-shirt, equally loose blue jeans, white sneakers that look well-worn, and long hair left naturally flowing without any makeup. His face is barefaced, without filters, without any attempt to appear perfect, according to K-pop industry standards. He dances inside a practice studio with other BTS members, on a wooden floor reflecting modest lighting, with folding chairs and stacked boxes in the background that reinforce the impression of a workspace rather than a showcase. Yet this is precisely where the paradox lies. Why could something so simple trigger such a massive response? Why does Jungkook's relaxed, natural dance feel more shaking than his grand stage performances? These questions began to surface among ARMY, not merely as expressions of admiration, but as deeper emotional reflections. Many realized that what they were witnessing was not just a snippet of dance practice, but a fragment of an idol's life that is rarely seen without performative layers. In the video, Jungkook moves with gestures that are almost casual, yet remain precise. The swing of his arms, the steps of his feet, and the synchronization of his body with the other members show years of disciplined training that have fused with instinct. There are no forced movements, no exaggerated expressions for the camera. He dances as if he forgets he is being recorded, as if the studio is simply a safe space where he can return to being himself. Beside him, Suga can be seen wearing a black beanie and a similar white t-shirt, along with other members in red jackets and black pants, all in casual outfits that further enhance the intimacy of the moment. Speculation soon began to grow. Many fans believe that this video comes from a BTS practice session around 2021 to 2022, a period when the group was preparing for major performances and operating at peak intensity. This era is often referred to by ARMY as one of BTS's golden periods, not only because of their global achievements, but also because of the chemistry among the members that felt so alive. Revisiting a piece of practice footage from that time, especially amid the post-military phase following Jungkook's official discharge in June 2025, feels like reopening an emotional time capsule. Recorded interaction data reinforces the idea that this video touches something deeper than ordinary nostalgia. To date, the video has been viewed more than 18,000 times, gathering 1,526 likes, 181 reposts, and 180 bookmarks. These numbers may seem small compared to mainstream viral content statistics, but within a specific and emotionally driven fan community like ARMY, every interaction carries greater weight. The comments that emerged were far from empty. There were simple expressions of love, repeated praise as if no words felt sufficient, and comments in multiple languages showing how Jungkook's appeal transcends geographic and cultural boundaries. Some comments even felt spontaneous and almost unstructured, as if written in a surge of emotion. Some contained only a single word, others used multiple exclamation points, and some expressed admiration for small details like Jungkook's naturally flowing hair. These details became the focal point of attention. The hair, the oversized clothing often referred to as boyfriend clothes, the bare face without makeup, all of it formed an image of Jungkook far removed from the construction of a flawless idol, yet paradoxically closer, more real, and more human. Amid all this, a larger and more provocative question emerged. Was what Jungkook did in that studio indirectly challenging the entertainment industry's standards themselves? In a K-pop world known for curated visuals, polished concepts, and tight control over artists' images, Jungkook's appearance in his natural state felt like a silent statement. Not a statement delivered through interviews or speeches, but through a moving body, an honest face, and a moment not designed for public consumption yet consumed en masse. The timing of this video's resurfacing also cannot be ignored. Jungkook had just completed his military service, a phase that often becomes a point of identity transition for many South Korean idols. Post-enlistment, many artists return with new images, new concepts, or an emotional distance that feels different. Yet the re-emergence of this old video seems to remind ARMY of Jungkook before that hiatus. Jungkook, who was fully immersed in practice routines, in togetherness with the other BTS members, and in the simplicity of a practice studio that witnessed the early stages of their journey. Here lies the true surprise. Not in the dance movements themselves, but in the emotional effect they produce. These 8 seconds function like a mirror, reflecting collective memories, hopes, and longing. Many ARMY realize that what they miss is not only new music or grand performances, but small, honest moments. Moments where Jungkook and BTS appear as a group of young people who genuinely love what they do. This chapter serves as the opening of a larger narrative, because what Jungkook did in that studio was not an isolated event. It is a fragment of a long story about authenticity, about how simplicity can be more shaking than luxury, and about how an idol, without saying a single word, can move the emotions of millions simply by being himself. And at this point, one question continues to echo. If just 8 seconds are capable of shaking ARMY so profoundly, what will happen when Jungkook truly returns with his newest dance in the future? In the modern entertainment world, especially K-pop, dance is almost always treated as a finished product. Every detail is perfected, every movement curated, every expression polished to fit a carefully designed concept. Yet Jungkook's studio video presents the opposite of all that. There is no sense of being ready to perform. There is no aura of seeking praise. What appears instead is simply a body moving to the rhythm, as if dance is not a professional obligation but a personal language that has become inseparable from who he is. This is where many ARMY begin to feel something difficult to put into words, a sensation closer to an emotional experience than to aesthetic admiration. Many fan observers say that Jungkook has always possessed a unique quality in dancing, not because he is the most technical or the most explosive, but because he makes dance feel alive. In this video, that uniqueness emerges without effort. His movements do not shout for attention, yet they draw attention precisely because of their sincerity. He is not dancing for the camera, but for himself and for a process that has long been part of his life. And because of that, the camera that captures him feels like a bystander peeking in, not a guest who has been invited. The practice studio where this video was recorded also plays a significant emotional role. A studio is not a stage. It is a workspace, a place of failure, repetition, exhaustion, and growth. For ARMY who have followed BTS's journey from the beginning, the practice studio has always carried symbolic meaning. It is where BTS formed their identity, honed their skills, and confronted doubt. Seeing Jungkook back in such a space, even through a fragment of an old video, evokes a feeling as if time is rewinding to an era when everything had not yet been weighed down by global expectations. Speculation continues to grow. Some ARMY wonder whether the reason this video feels so powerful is because it appeared at a time that is both wrong and right. Wrong because Jungkook and BTS have not yet fully returned with complete group activities. Right because fans' longing is at its peak. After Jungkook completed his military service in June 2025, there was enormous hope, perhaps even emotional pressure, that he would soon return with something big, spectacular, and new. Yet what surfaced instead was an old video, without promises, without official announcements, without a controlled narrative. And it is precisely this irony that makes its impact feel deeper. ARMY's comments begin to reflect a shift in focus. They no longer talk about choreography in technical terms, but about the feelings that arise while watching. Some admit they feel calm and constricted at the same time. Others say the video makes them smile unconsciously, only to suddenly feel emotional. Some mention that seeing Jungkook barefaced in oversized clothing feels like seeing someone very familiar, yet deeply missed. These reactions show that the dance has transcended its function as entertainment and become a trigger for collective emotion. The term boyfriend clothes, used in the caption by Gianophiles, is also interesting to examine. It is not merely a description of clothing, but an emotional construct that has long existed within fan communities. Oversized, simple, comfortable clothing is often associated with intimacy, everyday life, and closeness. When Jungkook appears dressed like this, he no longer looks like a distant idol on a stage, but like someone who can be imagined as part of daily life. For many ARMY, this is the point where the boundary between idol and human feels thinnest. However, beneath all that warmth, there is also a subtle sense of unease. Some fans begin to question whether such intense longing for past moments signals something deeper. Is ARMY, collectively, still trying to come to terms with inevitable change? BTS is no longer in the early phase of their career. Jungkook is no longer a teenager growing up in front of the camera. Military service, time, and life experience have altered many things. This video, in all its simplicity, feels like a reminder of a version of Jungkook that may never fully return. Here is where the emotional aspect becomes reflective. Jungkook's dance in that studio is not only about Jungkook, but also about ARMY themselves, about how fans process change, how they hold on to memories as emotional anchors, and how a single video fragment can reopen inner dialogues long left unspoken. Many realize that the sense of being shaken they feel is not merely because Jungkook looks attractive, but because the video touches layers of memory and emotion that are deeply personal. This phenomenon also sparks discussion about authenticity in the entertainment industry. In an era where everything feels curated and produced for virality, the reappearance of a raw practice video feels refreshing and honest. Jungkook is not trying to build a new image. Instead, he reinforces his long-standing image as an idol who works hard and loves the process. And perhaps without realizing it, this is what makes many people feel emotionally unsettled, because honesty like this has become increasingly rare. Some fans see this video as a subtle, perhaps even unintentional, reminder that Jungkook never truly left the world that raised his name. Although he has completed his military service and BTS's reunion phase is still unfolding gradually, Jungkook's body moving in the practice studio feels like a wordless statement. That dance, like music, is an inseparable part of his identity. In this context, the dance is not viewed as empty nostalgia, but as a trace of continuity, a straight line connecting the past, the present, and the possibilities of the future. Others interpret the resurfacing of this video as a mirror for ARMY themselves. After years of accompanying BTS through various phases, from an uncertain debut to the peak of global popularity, fans now find themselves at a point of reflection. They realize that what they miss most is not only new work, but the sense of togetherness and emotional closeness that once felt so tangible. Jungkook's studio video, in all its simplicity, seems to offer that feeling again, even if only for a brief moment. However, speculation is not always romantic in tone. There is also an unease that slips in among the hope. Some ARMY wonder whether this emotional dependence on fragments of the past signals a fear of the changes yet to come. Jungkook, like the other BTS members, continues to grow as an individual and as an artist. Their future may no longer be exactly the same as the past that is remembered so warmly. In this light, the video becomes a reminder that not everything can be frozen in time. Even so, one thing cannot be denied: the power of that moment. Without an official announcement, without a promotional strategy, and without a carefully crafted narrative, Jungkook, through a simple dance in a studio, managed to shake ARMY's collective emotions. This shows that an artist's true appeal does not always lie in scale or extravagance, but in honesty and consistency in creation. Jungkook did nothing new in that video. He simply did what he has always done. Yet it is precisely for that reason that the impact feels so profound that in the end, his latest dance becomes a kind of unspoken promise. A promise that Jungkook is still there, still dancing, still loving the process, and still connected to his fans through the language he knows best: movement and expression. For ARMY, perhaps this is what matters most. Not certainty about when BTS will fully return, not details about the next project, but the reassurance that the emotional bond remains alive. There is also a sense that this moment softens the anxiety of uncertainty. The future of BTS, while hopeful, is still unfolding piece by piece. Timelines remain fluid, plans unspoken. Yet seeing Jungkook dance, comfortably, instinctively, without spectacle, offers a quiet form of stability. It suggests that regardless of how formats change or schedules evolve, the core remains intact. The love for movement, for rhythm, for expression is still there, embedded too deeply to fade. Perhaps that is why this continuation feels necessary. Not to extend the story outward but inward. To allow space for acceptance. Acceptance that growth brings change, that nostalgia can coexist with anticipation, and that connection does not always require constant presence. Sometimes it survives in fragments, in archives, in moments rediscovered at exactly the right time. And so the video remains, not as a teaser, not as a promise of something imminent, but as a quiet assurance that Jungkook's journey, like the dance itself, is ongoing. That pauses do not mean endings, and that even in silence, movement continues, carrying with it the weight of memory, the comfort of familiarity, and the gentle hope of what is still to come.